Thank you, Joey. So, it appears I'm back after having to reset the computer. This brand new Asus AMD A8 Athlon quad core with Radeon fucking graphics and how much RAM? A lot of fucking RAM. But at least the fish tank is getting lit up. That's good. Hold on. I want to see how much RAM this thing has. I forgot. $8 gigs. Running 64-bit Windows. 64-bit Windows with 8 gigs of RAM. And nothing. What just happened? Yeah, I gotta play with all this all over again. Oh, good morning, Sean. Yes, Mr. Conway. What's going on here? Oh my god, my background's shifting. Okay. It's like an earthquake inside of a channel. Alright, I'm done fucking around with that. So, I'm going to remove my head. No, that's not my head. I'm going to remove my head for a second. You know, it's just a bad habit of mine, losing my head and whatnot. Oh, whatever. I'll be right back. Hold on, just give me 1 minute. I just recalled this this contraption. It's sort of an ancient invention, if you will. The people that used to inhabit the earth referred to it as a hairbrush. So, I found one and I used it. How about that shit? Anyways, I don't feel like swimming right now, so I'm going to get out of the fish tank and back into my little tiny corner. There we go, tiny little head in the corner. Yeah, what's going on over there, Sean? We've had a lot of developing news and whatnot. And shit's getting kind of silly. I'm going to cover a whole lot of topics today, so thank you everyone for joining me, and everyone who watches this in the future. And I do apologize that, you know, the fucking Russian Federation is too chicken shit to let my broadcast, you know, work. What a bunch of fucking pussies. Oh no, whatever will we do if we let that guy on YouTube speak? I don't know what the fuck just happened there. Somehow a gnat made it into my coffee as I was pouring a top off. Because despite the fact that we just scrubbed the fuck out of the whole kitchen yesterday, there's a whole new crowd of gnats around our kitchen sink again. They must be coming into that fucking rotten floor underneath the sink. It's fucking crazy. Like, I'll go over there and I'll wet my hands and get in some good fucking boxing practice. Twice a day now I'm doing fucking speed practice. Because there's all these fucking flies. Just little tiny gnats. And if you wet your hands, they stick to them better. So I'll go through there and just fucking kill almost every single one of them. Until I can't see anymore. And, oh God, every morning I go over there to top off my coffee. And it's just like the whole goddamn area comes alive. It's like, what the fuck? Is there like cows grazing over there? It's like fucking... the fucking Serengeti. I'm sitting there shaking my tail to flick them off, you know? I think they might be mistaking my kitchen sink for a pile of yak shit. I don't understand it. Yeah, I need to go ahead and waste some honey on them. My wife started fucking trying sugar water and all this other shit. But honey, you can't really fuck with honey. So according to my analysis of the effects of this channel, along with what I know from congressional testimony that YouTube is doing to Russian trolls, and several news stories about members of Congress assuring them, that is the right-wing media, that the hashtag resistance was all about Russian trolls trying to delegitimize Trump. Imagine that. That alone makes me want to be really fucking violent. I just gotta say. I mean, really fucking violent. Like, the level of violence, you know, that would do my IQ justice. There's a certain place in San Bruno, California that is not very well equipped to resist extremely pissed off people. I'm going to take everything I just felt and I'm going to send it right the fuck over there to them. Just imagine that. That's what Chuck Grassley and Devin Nunes and all these fucking idiots, all these fucking traitors are trying to lead the American people to believe. That's what they're leading the Fox News host pundits to do. That's why all this other shit makes sense to them. Because Google executive, Twitter executive, YouTube executive, Facebook executive, all fucking testified that I am not a real human being. That people who do hashtag resist were just Russian trolls fucking trying to delegitimize Trump. You know what delegitimizes Trump? Trump. Like, that alone, that one little factor right there has me so fucking pissed off, because that's the reason why this fucking marginalization of this channel works. Because they say, people like me, born and raised in the United States of America, okay? I've lived in fucking New Orleans, Louisiana, Metairie, Louisiana, Harahan, Louisiana, Kenner, Louisiana. I've lived in HISD, Texas. I lived in Stafford, Texas. I lived in Pearland, Texas. I lived in Alvin, Texas. I lived for 2 weeks in fucking Austin, Texas. I lived in Sturgis, South Dakota. I lived in Decatur, Alabama. Okay? I spent a year and a half when I was a kid in New Zealand, an ally of America in every war we've ever fought in, and basically just like a brother nation, like Australia. And let me just say this. People who have fucking dual citizenship should not be allowed to vote in this country. Okay, my wife and I have exclusive citizenship in the United States of America. She was rescued during the collapse of the Soviet Union as a child by an American military officer who stationed in Germany. She has no other country but America. She is American. Okay? I have no other country but America. I am American. If I wanted to defect to New Zealand, if I even wanted citizenship in New Zealand, my personal belief is that I should no longer be able to vote in America. Conversely, if someone has Russian citizenship, or even Canadian citizenship, you renounce your right to vote in this country. That's just my opinion. That is not the law. According to the so-called fucking law of this land, right now, Russians can go to Trump Tower in Miami, Florida. They do this hundreds of times per year. They have been doing this for decades now. They have a baby. And that baby gets American citizenship because why? It was born during a fucking vacation stay in fucking Miami. It was born in America. Then they go and take the baby back to Russia, give it fucking MK Ultra levels of propaganda for 18 fucking years, or, you know, until they're satisfied that that kid's ready to go to America. But they don't even actually have to bring them to America. No, they can just fucking mail in their votes because they're American citizens living abroad. Are you fucking kidding me? To me, a fucking Mexican who just came over the border has more claim to citizenship than a fucking baby who was born here on a vacation stay and then left. But no, we want to build a wall and keep the Mexicans from fucking cutting our grass and picking our vegetables and shit. They're good at it. White people ain't. I'm sorry, I used to own a landscaping company, and I was the only fucking white kid who knew how to cut grass, man. I'm sad to say, the fucking Southern mentality, especially any white people in this area with the Southern mentality, the Confederate mentality, you want to talk about a bunch of privileged, spoiled, lazy fucking douchebags. Okay? That's all. They want to talk about fucking hard work. The only fucking hard work they know about is the goddamn job their daddy gave them. Okay? Soy vato loco. I'm fucking crazy, man. Mexicans always loved me. I used to get along with that Mexican. You know, I told y'all that story about the first clique of Mexicans I had made friends with because I just beat the shit out of this big black dude because he was fucking, apparently, you know, I didn't realize he was a dick to, like, more people than me. I thought it was just me because I'm the one little white kid. And he goes and fucking stands like this, and I just jackknife him right in the fucking face. Jackknife kick, you know, you pop one knee up and then go with the other one. And from that point on, They had me with a little white katana sword from the fucking corner store where that drive-by was. And they were hard plastic little white swords, and we used to go out there and just fucking sword fight every fucking day, man. That was my first group of Mexican friends. And I stayed clicking with the Mexicans, Latinos in general, but mostly Mexicans. I mean, Mexicans are more accepting than like the snobby little Latino groups, like, oh, we're from fucking Ecuador and El Salvador, so we click differently than the other fucking... Like, that shit happens in Houston. I don't know where else it happens. It might happen in LA, but that shit happens in Houston. Like the Asian people, too. Like, they fucking click and based on their fucking... what country they came from. It's kind of funny. Chinese people talk shit about Vietnamese people and Koreans talk shit about Chinese people and Japanese people. Oh, so much bullshit, so much drama. Them people all need to be more like the Dalai Lama. Better ask your mama. So, Brexit. And how many years ago did I say it? As soon as they fucking mentioned the word Brexit. Brexit is just a disaster waiting to happen, isn't it? Disasters that aren't waiting to happen include the positioning of this camera and this chat window. They've just gone right ahead and happened. Fuck. Oh, I know what I can do. I'll put that. No, wait, not that. That is on top. It gets to be on top. Isn't that special? Oh, man. Oh, man, I'm not trying to cover up the Manipura. There, I'll float up here. Ooh, I'm floating. Okay, I'm done. Well, that's just horrible. I'll just make my head tiny again. The tiny little head of the TheLostBegotten. There we go. Okay. Now we can see more fish tank stuff. So, the news over there in Ireland seems to be talking about Brexit all the time, and that the UK is their biggest trading partner. So, wouldn't that effectively be undoing a NAFTA-like agreement there? I mean, you know, it's a broader agreement, but between you guys, it works as a NAFTA. So that could seriously affect the Irish economy for sure. Is Farage offering any sort of, you know, trade partnership proposal? I mean, you know, it'd be one thing if he could convince Trump somehow. Well, you know, if Trump wasn't a Russian traitor and actually a right-wing moron like Farage, although he's kind of a little bit of a Russian traitor too, isn't he? But if they were, you know, not traitors and say, you know, remotely competent, they would resurrect a westernized modification or permutation of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Now, the reason being, if they're going to be out of the EU and we're going to be out of the TPP, you know, surely the colonies should all at least band together, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna see myself on. Because I can't talk without this fucking tooth, like, chewing into the side of my fucking cheek here. I'll take some antibiotics, speaking of which. Oh yeah, the wife called him in for me. Oh, the Commonwealth thing. Oh geez. Huh. So he's a Tory after all, huh? Fuck. Alright, well anyways. So I guess it's time we get to the American news. But man, like, seriously, there's no reason why there shouldn't be a competitive trade pact to resist both the EU and the Eurasian Union that encompasses the United States, its Western Hemispherical allies, Great Britain and Ireland, and Scotland leaves too, them, you know. New Zealand and Australia. I guess we kissed the fucking Philippines goodbye thanks to Trump and Putin obstructing fucking general discourse. Alright, so I'm scrolling way back in the news here. Don Jr. defended Donald Trump regarding whether or not he might be racist by saying he's not racist because he's got black friends. He knows black people. What black people does he know? Rappers. So, I just want to say, and I think Seth Meyers already pointed it out, but, you know, good on him, and I agree 100%. If the first black people you think of are rappers, you're racist. Okay? You're a closed off, fucking secluded, afraid white person. You don't even have to be filled with hate to be racist. So, that's fascinating, right? The Caspian Report has come out with a history and called Origins and Evolutions of Fake News, in which they, of course, naturally blame the West. Oh yeah, fake news was invented in Europe. Because, you know, nobody lied to anyone ever before that. I think he needs to study, like, fucking basic Roman history. Jesus fucking Christ. And, yeah, also stop pretending that anyone who isn't a Christian, basically, is just sinless and perfect. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it's the non-Christians of the world who are known for their good behavior and their fucking building of civilization. Sure. Before Christianity, murder was basically fucking legal among anyone but the Jews. Period. There weren't no damn Buddhists. Okay, there weren't no Hindus. There were no such people of the kind known to anyone anywhere. There are no records of any such people in any other cultural writings. The world was somewhere between barbarism and cannibalism. And then prophets came to the Jews. God reached out to mankind directly. And it's of course the exact direction of nonsense that nonsense should fucking take. That it be the Jews who are targeted by all of these groups that the Soviet Union, that the Horde propagates. Between Muslims and neo-Nazis, oh man, they're just all about hating the fucking Jews, aren't they? They hate civilization. They hate the fact that it's wrong to kill for revenge. Here. You understand that? They hate that we don't kill each other for revenge. They hate that we don't kill each other for honor. They want that to be the norm everywhere. Who taught us that? What philosophical strain historically originated that idea and led to the Christian Reformation of the Roman Empire? Well, it was the Jews, wasn't it? The Jews are like the original Lost Begotten channel. Yet I've had people refer to me as an anti-Semite. Isn't that fascinating? You know, it's funny. There's nothing in the Constitution about one religion disagreeing with another religion. Okay? I disagree greatly with the common practice of Islam. Okay? I disagree greatly with it. I don't hate anyone. And I think hating people, and I think, you know, bigoted policies and the like are preposterous, especially in America. They're against everything that America's supposed to be about. Yet I've been called anti-Islamic. Meanwhile, people are allowed to persecute religions in the name of anti-religion. Oh, laissez-faire. They just let it do as they please. Okay? Laissez-faire. So anyway, getting back to the news. Oh. Okay. Well, do your best. Anyways, so Nancy Pelosi yesterday broke the record for longest speech given in the House chamber of Congress. 77 years old, wearing 4-inch heels. Lewandowski has refused to submit any further testimony to Congress. Corey Lewandowski, that other Trump campaign aide I said was compromised. Now, some of the bigger news, and I don't know if you've heard, but the Department of Homeland Security has announced that the Russians successfully penetrated several voting machines in swing states. And it's funny how these reports are kind of ambiguous between whether it's voter registration systems or the actual voting machines themselves. Irregardless, they didn't do it for no reason. Are we going to see an open inquiry, a forensic analysis? It took you that long to type that fucking sentence? Dude, you go back to fucking preschool. Like, seriously. Who are you? Like, you're just the troll from yesterday, aren't you? The prankster. And you looked up a new fucking word in English? Oh, and look, I'm being hacked again. Oh. Always comes right after a Russian troll gets butt hurt, doesn't it? Anyways. So, the Russians, seeing as they are just scared shitless like little fucking children of America, had to deceive the entire world, including the American people, and have them fighting amongst themselves. Because again, Russia's just too fucking afraid to, admit anything that they're doing. They just have to bullshit everyone because they're so fucking ashamed. Yeah, get rid of that one. Joey. Or Sean. Sean's a mod now, too. Yeah. But, yes, we have, because we are a country that at least has some semblance of honor and dignity, we naively assume that there was a basic level of honor or dignity or something of the sort amongst Russians. And we were mistaken. We trusted you. And that was stupid. But I'd rather be guilty of a stupid mistake in the eyes of God than the deplorable, cowardly, deceptive shit that you've cast all over the world. God will judge you. Check your seismograph. Learn who you're fucking with. So anyways, other big news regarding the horde of cowards from the north. Some, quote, pro-Assad forces in Syria launched an attack against a American advisor camp Yeah, you're right. Trolls are less useful than shit. Unless they're decomposing. Oh, see? They can both be fertilizer, can't they? So anyways, the American response was quite decisive, killing over 100 of these, quote, pro-Assad forces. Russia is, of course, accusing the United States of just attacking them. CGTN is calling the attack unprovoked. Americans... I forget the wording they used. But basically they're making it look like the Americans just fucking decided to attack Assad's regime. Okay? So, let me just say this. If the wages of sin is that your body deteriorates, what are the wages of failing to competently manage a nation? What are the wages of failing to defend the American people? What are the wages of selling your souls for a political gain that was literally put there in front of you as bait for you to destroy yourselves? What seed is that, and what shall it reap? Well, when someone fails to stop the destruction of their country, when someone fails to stop a warmongering power from setting a society against itself, there's two things that happen. We're either going to war with Russia, or we're going to have a civil war here and then be invaded by Russia. So, I hope the Russians have confidence in the leaders that have acted so cowardly for so long. Now, I understand the strategy of bullshitting everyone until you thought you built enough equipment. But I guess we'll find out how well your fucking equipment works soon, won't we? Don't think you'll be seeing our equipment paraded in the fucking streets of Washington, D.C. like Trump wants. The mayor of D.C. has already refused and said he better put up his own money for that shit, because he ain't fucking paying for nothing. Not for security, not for any closing down of any offices, nothing. So anyways, there are people, left and right, especially former military and intelligence people, just going off on how this is just a demagogic, bad idea. That, you know, it's just Trump throwing a fucking parade for himself because he wants to feel powerful. That's all it is. Everybody sees right through it. Oh, and speaking of shit that just fucking everybody believes. Like everybody believing that fucking Elon Musk is their hero, okay? Trump knew he was going to win the election. Trump winning the election was not a surprise to him. Okay? Get that stupid fucking bullshit out of your minds. And maybe you will form things that actually resemble competent thoughts. Okay? Some more bullshit along similar lines is that he saw Bastille Day in France, and that's what's made him want a military parade. Bullshit. It's about fucking Russia. Okay? And Trump has been saying for a long time that why don't we have big military parades like the Russians do? Because he doesn't understand America, our values, our way of life, what makes us strong. He doesn't understand America at all because he's a traitor. That's why it looks like he didn't think he was going to win. That's why the excuse, oh, we didn't really think we were going to win, was plausible. It was a subtle, indirect denial of the fact that they fucking colluded with the Russians to rig the election. Hello? Am I speaking to fucking infants, or does just nobody ever hear this shit anymore? They needed cover for the fact that they know they were fucking guilty of treason. Attack on the American people, which continues to this day, assisted by Republicans in Congress, like Chuck Grassley and Devin Nunes, who say that people like me are the Russian trolls. Meanwhile, American fucking citizens like me, show you my fucking social security card, but I'll hold my pinky over the fucking number. Let's see I'll fucking prove I'm a goddamn American right now. American fucking driver's license. Here's my American flag fucking credit card. Huh? Here's my prescription drug card from fucking Walmart. Oh, and look. It's my social security card. These are the things that are found in the wallet of an American. Man, nobody gives a fuck what you are. You're fucking useless, whoever you are. For all I know, you could be fucking Lord Stephen Christ. Because, well, he's just the level of fucking useless you've demonstrated yourself to be. But I don't give a fuck. You walk like a duck. You talk like a duck. I hear you quack, I'm gonna fucking shoot you. Oh wait, no, never mind. I don't shoot ducks. I like ducks. Ducks are nice. You shouldn't shoot ducks. Funny? No. You know what's funny? Jokes. Also me on Tuesday afternoons. Just Tuesday afternoons, though. I didn't find it funny when he was fucking, cyberbullying teenage girls. Personally. I don't find anything about him funny. I don't find the fact that he's basically a closet Satanist, probably not even from fucking America, he's probably in Canada, okay? And he's steering people towards anti-government hysteria. Just like everybody who thinks the world is flat or round or fucking concave or whatever they think it is, okay? I came on here to stop all the fucking morons from spreading all the bullshit. Now, if you have a problem with truth, you have a problem with me. The difference is, I'm spiritually more powerful than you. It doesn't matter to me. what you think. It should matter to you what I think. And that's just the way it is. I apologize. There basically isn't a single thing about what's going on right now that I didn't predict 2+ years ago on this channel. But in repayment, and you know, I'm just going to go on the theory that you're one of the many YouTube employees who's come to monitor and, you know, occasionally harass. In repayment for me trying to save free will itself, okay, which, by the way, I think we've proven that it was at stake. You know, when you don't get to have the results of an election counted, that means the will of the people is not counted. That means free will was subverted through what? Exactly what I said. The deception. So if you got a problem with free will, you got a problem with truth, you got a problem with me wanting to save everyone from each other and themselves, you got a problem with me for knowing how to do it, you should be proud of yourself. Otherwise, you ought to be fucking ashamed, shouldn't you? And, you know, maybe I should apologize for noticing what I know that so many people seem completely fucking clueless to. But the fact of the matter is, the reason I know it is because of my spiritual power. Not power of this world, not power of this brain. I trusted in God to help me find the truth my whole life. Can you say the same? And if I could, at any point, give my life, knowing that it wouldn't be in vain, just to wake everyone up, I would gladly do so. Again. All right, let me see if we can get it to show up, shall we? Let me see if we can get the most obvious scar. No, it's not going to fucking show up. Especially with my... Should I load a photo? Want me to load a photo? You want to see my scars? You want to poke me in the side? Huh? You want to see that one? I'll show you that one. Oh, look, it's right there. Oh, look. Look at the fucking scar right there. Been there since I was born. I don't know why. There's a fucking tendon in my right foot. A fucking, you know, the little piece of bone right there in the middle of my foot that was severed. The doctor said it looked like I had stepped on a nail that went all the way through my foot. I got an x-ray because I had stepped on a nail when I was 9 years old. The nail barely penetrated my foot. It did not go through the bone right there. It was not even in the same fucking spot. But they found a fucking bone that looked like a nail had gone through it in my foot. I have no injury that should have provided that. Now, I find this all to be an interesting experiment. I find this all to be sort of a reality show of self-observation. And considering that I have been and I would make a damn good director and producer of any given type of interesting content related to the subjects I enjoy, I have on this channel lived out my experiment for your viewing pleasure, because, you know, frankly, if I were you, I'd think it was fucking fascinating. Watch this otherwise really smart, really spiritually aware guy try to save the world because something has convinced him that he's an ancient being who happens to know the riddle of the word Jesus. The scars don't prove anything. Many people were crucified. Many people have been reincarnated. What do you know? What do I know? Damn near nothing. Anyways. I was thinking about high school. How in high school, I really struggled to understand myself, because like I've said before, during my high school years, what I can only describe as extremely powerful psychic and borderline telekinetic abilities started to awaken in me, okay? But philosophically, all I could do was make a fool of myself. And it's because I'd been brainwashed against believing in reincarnation. I think I'm going to go hide behind the aquarium for a while so I can see it better. That's too dim. Too dim. Well, maybe I'll just move my head over to the corner. There we go. I am ahead in the corner now. But there was a long period in my life where I could not figure out my own existence. I couldn't find, comparable properties so as to give myself an appraisal. But if I wouldn't have been brainwashed that reincarnation was a taboo, oh, it's a trap of the devil, let me debunk everything I've thought then, I have before, but let me just debunk it right quick now. Reincarnation is considered to be a taboo because you only get one chance to do right in the eyes of God, and that would give you some sort of a cop-out excuse. Okay. Now, to debunk that, first of all, it just doesn't. Okay. Second of all, such an opinion precludes or presumes even, that there is no further wisdom that can be garnered than from one lifetime. Okay? As if the world was such a static and limited place that one lifetime should be enough to experience and fully give richness to your soul. One lifetime isn't even enough to prove that you know the difference between right and wrong. It could take an entire lifetime, it could take 5 lifetimes, just for you to get the basics right. Because you can see many people live their entire lives without a shot in hell, without a chance of ever doing anything differently than failure. People are cursed from previous lives. People are new souls. People are volunteers for heavy duty. which is how they wind up in deep shit. Oh look, that was a joke, and it's not even Tuesday afternoon. I don't have a watch. So anyways, this little reality show of mine, somehow, even though I'm just a crazy person, that's one possibility that was laid out from the beginning, but it was kind of laid out in an if-then statement. If-then. If I'm wrong about everything I'm telling you, then I must be crazy. Then I must be just a normal human being who's lived one lifetime and has just lost their fucking mind. Okay? I was right. What did that mean? First of all, you can determine if you believe in God, step by step, what that does in fact mean, and build on it if you want to. But what you have to realize, at the very minimum, okay, according to the fabric of reality, according to the laws of God, He must approve of me thinking whatever it is I think. Because He's shown me the truth, hasn't He? And He's used me to reveal it to you. If it weren't for that, as I said, I wouldn't even consider believing in myself. Magic, miracles, none of that would be enough for me. But what's happened on this channel was more than that. What's happened on this channel kind of blows my fucking mind. Like, from just you know, taking a step back outside of myself and looking what the hell actually happened here. And then for me to try to be like, I still don't want to. It's fucking mind-blowing. And the number of signs my wife and I saw, that the regular viewers here saw, between the beginning of the conflict after the calling of the Laughing Dragon, starting at the Maidan Square, the conspiracy that killed the goddess happens to be the same conspiracy that's killing the metaphorically accepted principle of Mother Nature. Same people, same bullshit, same objectives, same allegiances. Well, it's good to know that there's record of old Celtic beliefs involving reincarnation, because they should. In fact, I would predict, I have no knowledge of this from this lifetime, I would predict that they claimed to establish royal lineage based on reincarnation. I would bet that they had a societal-wide, even government-wide acceptance of the existence of reincarnation, where there should at least be some tale of someone who did. The spirit of such and such would return from the hall of their ancestors and become king again to lead their people through a this and that, a trial or a tribulation. So, enough of that fascinating stuff. I'm going to straighten up my blocked off forehead there. There, now I look like I'm not being cut in half or something. I don't know. Okay, anyways. If you haven't gotten a chance to check out the Joe Biden interview, is that Chris Cuomo? Yeah, Chris Cuomo has an excellent interview with Mr. Biden, former Vice President Biden. Newsy has one story up. Was Russia involved in an attack on U.S. troops? Of course, the right-wing media is going to blame this all on Iran. Okay, because everything that Russia does in the Middle East, the right wing fucking covers for them and blames it on Iran. You know, because Russia's nothing but white people, right? But there remains a distinct possibility that there were Russian mercenaries, Chechen possibly mercenaries, who have been integrated with Assad's troops, that launched this attack, and lots of them got killed. I guess they thought it was going to go well. The David Pakman Show has had a video blocked in multiple countries for talking about a candidate here in America who is a Holocaust denier. Good job, YouTube. Good job, YouTube. I mean, you couldn't have proven my fucking point better. Everything about this channel from the beginning has been covering similar topics from a similar perspective. Although, of course, I get the extra persecution for being a Christian, you know, because in the Bible it says, "Beware of those who say they are Jews and are not." And I understand that anti-Semitism has been largely promulgated by provocateurs, mostly directly organized by or associated with the Russian Federation, formerly known as the Horde, all the way back to the times of Attila, wherein you have of course, the actual elongate skulls of the so-called Nephilim. That's the Horde. Yeah, Mr. Pakman's an arrogant little atheist boy. Okay. And he's got a lot to learn. He managed to do some rapid catching up the first time he actually spoke to some Ukrainians. But the inability to self-reflect of people who deny God's existence, it's pretty much the norm. People who deny God's existence do themselves a disservice by basing their worldview, their spiritual philosophy, on judgment of others. If you ask any atheist for any sort of justification about their philosophical viewpoint, they answer a lot like a Republican when asked about Trump and Russia, where a Republican will say, oh, but Hillary Clinton. The atheist will say, oh, but the Christians. Oh, the big, bad, mean Christians. It's because both are rhetorically brainwashed. Judge not, lest ye be judged yourselves. Through judging others, you come to lack self-reflection. And so you fuck up. So, more news. Judicial Watch has apparently uncovered this new Trump dossier. And it's basically just some fucking information that Barack Obama had. I have a little fucking thing in my ear that always itches, and it's itching right now. I'm sorry. Basically, that Barack Obama was having compiled after learning about the Russian interference in the election. This is before the election. This is, while Hillary Clinton was at the current time, not being investigated, and the Russians had hacked into the DNC. Barack Obama got a compilation of data about, the Russian attempts to interfere in the campaign. But it's Obama's fault that the Russian attempts to interfere with the campaign all circle around Trump, right? It's Obama's fault that he was being a competent steward of America. Shame on him. Yeah. With your protecting America from Russia. Shame. But now we know the election was completely fucking illegitimate. Now we know from the Department of Homeland Security, Trump's Department of Homeland Security, that in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Florida. Now look at that, we're having severe problems with the broadcast now. Russia penetrated the voter databases before 2016 election. And on that subject, Eric Holder. Oh, good. Well, let me say it again. Can you hear me now? It's still red. I don't know. The Department of Homeland Security Donald Trump's Department of Homeland Security has acknowledged, has confirmed that 21 states' voter registration machines were hacked by the Russians, and they are not disclosing how many were successfully penetrated or which states they are. I'm guessing Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Florida. Okay, they say it's a small percentage. Well, that's a small percentage, isn't it? Now, what is just, once again, just the usual things that are just painful to me. Do you think that they meant to hack all 21? Do you? You think they were just only successful where they were successful? Oh, no. They hacked all 21 as a diversion. Because they understand, like I said, they understand our electoral process better than we do. Anyways. Yeah. You pick 21 targets. It's hard to prove the objective of what the actual targets were. You know what I mean? Just in general. It's a disposable template for strategy that was clearly applied there. If they wanted all 21 voter registration systems, guess what? They would have gotten into all 21 voter registration systems. Okay, what the fuck were we doing to stop it? Nothing! Okay, that's how I know if they wanted to get in, they would have. Because we're fucking incapable of stopping them, that's how. I mean, so far from even being close to capable of stopping them. It's not even funny. I mean, what? The state of Florida and the fucking independent computer contractors that they hired to fucking rig the votes for Republicans, they're gonna defend us from Russia? Really? Diebold? Like these people just like get out of bed and be like, "Ooh, look, I tied my own shoes. I must be a smart person. I'm gonna speak as if my fucking opinion was valid." And then they go and they make a shit ton of money on TV for it, don't they? And that's all they accomplished, is tying their own fucking shoes. Ooh. Congratulations. Go hit the feeder bar some more and fucking read the fucking prompter. Meanwhile, if you want actual understanding on what has happened, what's been happening, and what will happen, well, there's just a growing percentage, a growing majority of data that I've collected, a growing majority of strategic vulnerabilities and many other associated things that I've become aware of that I can't fucking share on a YouTube video. If you think the amount of information, if you're an intern for the Bill Maher Show or Rachel Maddow or anybody like that, okay? If you think the amount of information that you can get from me on here is impressive, talk to me in person without Google listening. So anyways, oh shit. One pack of cigarettes left. We really need to get at least paper ballot receipts. You know, we need fucking paper ballot receipts that at least confirm what we inputted actually goes through, and then can be counted later. Eric Holder, last night on MSNBC, the former Attorney General of the United States, speaking of the election being rigged by, a traitor, Eric Holder has said that there are actually very persuasive opinions that say the president can be indicted and is not above the law unless he's impeached by his own fucking party. Huh. Former Attorney General thinks Trump could go to jail. Directly to jail. He will not pass go. He will not collect $200. Although there might be a big black guy in prison named $200, he'd be collecting a lot of that. Anyway. Russian MP. Okay, yeah. This is the one on CGTN. I couldn't get the quote right at all. Russian MP says U.S. behavior is an act of aggression. That's on Chinese CGTN. Oh, now speaking of just morons, I mean, this is someone who I've always had kind of like a bad feeling about. She was funny. She was on The Daily Show. Samantha Bee. Okay? Samantha Bee has, throughout the course of the past year, proven herself to be someone who wants to sap the will out of the resistance. Someone who claims to not like Donald Trump, all the while delegitimizing him through her constant detractions of Hillary Clinton, etc. Okay? Coincidentally, when she presented a little clip called Nukes, This Week in Chaos, from her February 7th, 2018, Act 1, Part 1, she was talking about how the Trump administration wanted to add more nukes and then lied for Russia. She said that the Russian Federation has an equal number of nukes to the United States at 1,575 something. When the fact remains, Russia, before it started recently adding to its nuclear arsenal, had only ever reduced its stockpile to 2,500. We reduced ours to 1,500. They only reduced theirs to 2,500. Okay? Now, I suggest to little Samantha Bee, and I don't give a fuck that she ain't gonna fucking watch this. That's, her problem. That she figure out when and where to use ambiguity and to be lazy about research, and to make sure that she is not painting America in the same light as fucking Russia. Because all the propaganda bullshit you like to cling to about the CIA and Christians are bad and stuff, it's a mental disease that you have. And it's helping tear this country apart, not make anything better. People like Samantha Bee are the reason why liberals are hated. And she should be taken off the fucking air. There's a lot of people, a lot of so-called liberals who owe the Christian community as a whole an apology. Because it has been their mockery, their persecution of religion that has assisted the divide in this country. And if it weren't for people like Samantha Bee and even Bill Maher, whom I love, if it weren't for these people talking shit about Christians and generalizing about Christians as if they were unintelligent for believing something, as if they were unintelligent for being self-reflective, as opposed to constantly judging other people and basing your fucking philosophical worldview off of whether or not you find other people's behavior approvable. How do you think so-called Christians were able to get so brainwashed, so far from the message of Christ, which in most understandings is a fairly liberal message? It all has to do with the same inter-networking, pre-planned, gamed out propaganda, psychological warfare that has been waged against this country. Yep, and Sean Conway, thanks for pointing that out. She's not even a fucking American citizen. She's a Canadian. So we let Canadians come in here and bash our fucking way of life on the airwaves. That's nice. But I'm sure she's a joint citizen and she votes here, right? Yeah. I'm so fucking sick of this. We can't have an election without outside interference. We can't have a discussion without outside interference. I can't just make a fucking vlog to show a fucking, personal, psychological, spiritual experiment that I thought would, help people figure out their own existence, entertain people, and at the very least make me a few $100s a month. I'm basically not allowed to speak, but people like that are allowed to persecute people for their religious beliefs. Some good news, there is a new group of former Facebook and Google employees who have now come out as whistleblowers, testifying as to basically some insidious business practices on the part of these social media companies. Got the hiccups. So they've come out and addressing basically the fact that these media tools, these apps and whatnot, are designed to be addictive and designed to skew people's perspective on reality so that they can become even further addictive. And I hope they get some attention. I hope they get called before Congress to testify, personally. Because Congress is letting Google get away with way too much shit right now. You can find that video on MSNBC. Silicon Valley Group warns of the dangers of social media. It's not too detailed, but it'll give you the idea what they're up to. Oh, George Soros has donated to an anti-Brexit group. Hey, George Soros, you want to donate to the Lost Begotten channel? Somebody email that motherfucker for me. Let me just say this. No one's ever going to stop anti-Semitism without addressing false Jews. Okay? And it's not that you need to go after the false Jews. You need to go after the anti-Semites. It's just like the secret to fucking curing any redneck of their racism against black people, okay, is for them to have a fucking black friend, you know, like a real friend, for them to realize that not everybody's like that. Oh, but it goes a step further. Pointing out the fact that there are false Jews goes a step further into eliminating anti-Semitism. Because it says the ones who are causing the problem aren't really Jews. So you shouldn't be hating any kind of Jews. Judge them by their works. When someone acts like a insidious propaganda agent sent here to destroy and fucking divide our society, then they're probably an insidious propaganda agent sent here to destroy and divide our society. Okay? Now, in context, the passage would mean, in a modern tongue, beware of those who are beware of those who say they are Americans and are not. Oh. Beware of false Americans. Beware of false Christians. Spy. Anyways, that's all. I'm done. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you back tomorrow. Oh, look, the broadcast finally went green again. I'm out of here. Take it easy, but don't take it all. Like and subscribe. Peace. Come on, music. Come on, music. I clicked. It's supposed to do the thing. Do the thing. It's not doing the thing. Oh, Windows problem reporting is frozen. How about that? Alright, well, once again, I'm going to have to shut down my fucking computer just to end the broadcast. Bye, y'all.